A second generation champion, one of 3 drivers that can do that. That's Craig Wallace in 16. 968, that's Mickey Brennan. Won the title in 2009, won the title in 2012. Will this be his year? He does it in 3s. It's Mickey Brennan, and I think he would be a popular winner. Then we see 604, Jamie Conway, a man who started the season at yellow, rose up the grades and got himself in the red race and certainly done the big stuff. Then, what I can see in front of me as I come round, I'm going to bring them round, let them have bring round as we have, well, a flotilla of bikes. We have, how many bikes do we have here? Nearly 20, 30 bikes. 464, Matt Linfield. Still leading them around. 539, it's the Dimmock. Being pushed around is 647. Chris McGoy. 101 is Calvin Marshall. So, where did we get to? It was Jamie Conway, wasn't it? And it looks as though it's Isle of Man 164, Dougie Kinraid, who is the next driver of the show. Fantastic there. Let's have a look and see. The nerves starting to kick in for many drivers. Chris McGowan in 647 coming round us, walking past us in the 647 machine built by his own fair hand. He starts on pole position for the second time. Alongside him, the man who will start alongside him, European champion Kelvin Marshall in 101. Now, if you were to say, if history was to go numerically, then Kelvin Marshall would be the next world champion, because obviously he follows George numerically, 100, 101. So by that logic, in Kingsley in 2000, congratulations, Willie Drager. He's number 102. Christopher Kincaid comes past me, and the welcome that Gordon Moody is getting down the back straight is, as expected, mixture of boos and cheers, as always is. Tom Ackroft making his debut in this World Championship. So yes, as Moody comes into play, into the grandstand, there are cheers, mostly quiet applause, few boos, as is to be expected, for the man that everyone fears. So, General Bernard, and there's some boos here. Are they going to get dogs abuse? No, here's Gordon. Craig Wallace behind him, the youngster. 616. Mickey Brennan, cheeky chappy galore. And a set of overalls he probably bought from Toys R Us. 968, that's Mickey Brennan. Like I say, could be his year. Jerry Conway behind him. As the cars roll on out into the grid, we're moving them now so slowly. Jamie Conway making his world final debut. It's the Strains of Water Wells here, and this man coming up behind, very fancied man for this race. The form man round Hensford, the quickest man here at the August meeting, taking both finals quite convincingly. An outside bet for this title, it is Richard Bowyer in 761. Then, behind him, on the grid, is first of all Dutch entrance. H136, probably known as the Things Lanson Motorsport. Here's the man, but as you can hear, the horns are going left, right, and centre here, getting them all up and running. Then another West Country star that we have here, and this man has been fleeting around from red to yellow to blue, now settled in the blue grade, but he is no mug at all, especially around here, as the bikes get themselves up again. It's Ryan Wadling in 476. It's his first World Final qualified as of right. Last 2 years he's got in as a consolation semi-finalist. Now behind him is the car with some heritage. And that is Jamie Avery in 126. Jamie had a brilliant start to the season in his RCE down at St. Day. And won 2 finals back-to-back. He, this year, starts quite a way behind, but he has got his, like I say, his stablemate alongside him. That's obviously Ryan Waddling in front of him. Hopefully those two don't end up in an incident together. But he drives the X-Bill Baton car. That's driven by him. Driven by, on the warm-up lap, former Saloon World Champion Eddie Darby. Bradley McKinstry, the youngest man on the grid today, just 16 years of age, 747. He is the son of the bloke who finished in 3rd place, 1996, son of Darren. And talking of the next generations, in Ireland, 998, Graham Fagan is the next man behind there. Obviously, Graham, once upon a time, his father was 2nd in the World Final in 1987 behind Dave Luscombe. But he's been a European champion himself. And if he gets anywhere near the number 7 car, well, who knows what will happen. There's no love lost between the two. Peter Schutt in H231. It's a Dutchman, probably more famous for his brother. Then coming up here, a man with new overalls for today. Absolutely blinded by them. And that's not just his bald head, but former European and English champion, Neil Hooper, all the way from Exmouth in Devon. Another driver that could become a 2nd-generation world champion. Also in his stablemate, from Newton Abbot. A popular man, he absolutely loves Skegness, not so that much a fan of Hensford. It's great to see Justin Fisher here on the track here today. And now we go to another Scotsman starting a row 10. Well, row, what'll be 15 now, won't it, outside. He is, of course, the man who gained his red roof where it was, Smoody was away. He has a TLF machinery at his disposal, and he certainly is showing his no-mug this season. An advanced improvement for Stephen Forster in 6.52. A man who won the Skegness qualifying round, literally guaranteeing him place in a semi-final. He was nowhere near to at the end of it, but he certainly maximised his points, got himself into the semi-final, got a new bit of machinery as well, having the old... I forget whose car that was. Someone told me earlier and I completely forgot it again. But it's Ben Lockwood, 618. Very dangerous driver on the tarmac. Then behind him, he's been there, he's been blimmin' everywhere. It's Liam Bentham, master calendar salesman. And a master of no doubt at all. He will go into this race. Row 7 outside. Exactly where he started last year. Darren Clark in 571. Who's had success as a member of the Ryder Cup team. No, it's not that one. In 2013. No, it's Darren Clark, popular Midlands-based driver. Does really well under the circumstances here. Very unlucky not to win the Northampton qualifying round. Diddled by the pace car. We do have a pace car here today. Will that come into effect? So, it's a good starting to form here. Chris Burgoyne drives himself into his pole position place. So, alongside him, coming up now, it is... Who is that? I can't see. I think that's 560, Jamie Wrench. Or is it Jan Beckers? 2 black cars, a little airful. It is indeed Jamie Wrench. 2nd in the consolation semi-final. He did a masterful job of getting through that. Now racing with a little dinky win. Then we're on to another Irishman. NI 944. Ryan McCrory. Always a perennial visitor to these big title events. Also quite good at these title events. We'll be surprised if he's in the shake-up come the end, but it'd be good to see it if he is. Then the man who lives probably the closest to this track, and cut his teeth racing here. A former Rebel world champion. And alongside, well, with him, he's now took to loving his tracks at Taunton. Taunton being his preferred track now. He won the British there. It's 700. Adam Rubery, a real dangerous threat there. Row 5 outside for him. Alongside him, behind him, we have NI 925, former European champion, another Irishman that comes over to these events, always in the shake-up. Craig McConnell from Northern Ireland. Then, a familiar car to races last year, had a big say in the outcome of last year's World Final. But this time it's in the arms of Dougie Kinraid from the Isle of Man in car number 164. Mickey Brennan comes in to join the grid. Grid starting to form on the figure of 8. Behind him, the winner of the Constellation semi-final and a very dangerous threat should this happen in the shake-up of things. A man who says it's only a game show and he's everyone's panto villain. It is Dave Polly in 38. A man, probably one of the best drivers on the grid, never to win it. Then behind him, we go over to the Lowlands again, but this time not to Holland, to Belgium. And it's Jan Beckers in B96. Last year was one of the quickest cars in practice. Gordon Moody goes to line up, second row, inside. 935, that's another, the younger McCrory, that's Dean. And certainly, again, showing his things and certainly improved exponentially this season, now sporting a red roof in Ireland. Then, one of the legends of the Dutch racing scene, and if you mention his name, he has been a Speedworth world champion, I believe, I'm led to believe. Won the Gold Cup several times as well. It's the man from Holland. No, we know him as Toon Shoot, but actually the Dutch know him as Ton Schot. He is there, H30 Toon Shoot, or Ton Schot, from Rotterdam over in Holland. Then behind him another Dutchman, and a very dangerous Dutchman, very quick in the international time trials. That is H124 Wim Peters, winner of the Gold Cup, but his followers let him down. He had spring followers there. He gets into this title with great gusto and with great potential. There's certainly no love lost between the two silver roofs. And, well, it all depends on how he goes in first corner. If it's anything like the World Final in 2011, he went in guns blazing and wiped out the first 3 rows. A cheeky chappy from Middlesbrough. And that is Sam Wagner. Now, Sam, probably more preferable to the Shale, but is always in the mix-up when it comes to these World Final events. Has started on outside pole and has a best position of 3rd in the World Final. That was in 2012 at his native Barford. Then behind him, a young gun, all the way from Essex, part of a racing dynasty, but he's gone into Formula 2s, and his name is Ashley England. Ashley, another potential threat there. He is very quick round these big ovals, and it should be one to watch for the youngster. Be 2nd World Final appearance. A man you're more likely to see on the show brings up the grid. He is the last man who got in, and he's the last man to qualify in this World Final. He is probably going to be better suited to the World of Shell Championship next week, but King's Lynn is part of the Formula 2 World Final. That's Rob Mitchell in 905 in the Martini livered car. Another man with it all to do from the back, but he's used to it, and he is literally a legend in his area in Scotland. Had a turbulent year, and he suffers no mug likely. That's Robbie Dawson in 854, all the way from Aberdeen. And now, the defending champion of the world, the last car onto the track.